Wolfpack fans, they saw massive improvement from year 1 to year 2 with Dave Doeren in charge. What lies ahead? Let's do this spring football update on the Wolfpack. Joining me now, the man who knows them just about as well as anybody, Joe Giglio, who covers NC State for the News and Observer. Joe, let's start with who everybody wants to talk about, Jacoby Brissett. What did you see this spring, and what lies ahead for him this fall?
Yeah, Jacoby looked good this spring. He looked more comfortable. You know, this is his third year in Raleigh. Obviously, the first year last year as a starter, but he had a head start as the transfer and just a better command of the offense, I think. You see a little more comfortable, too. I think that's the right word for it.
Now, everyone wants to talk about what we saw from Jacoby and perhaps how good he can be, but I thought it was interesting in the spring game. We also got a look at the heir apparent, Jalen McClendon. What did you think of him?
Yeah, a really impressive arm. You know, for NC State, they've been blessed with NFL quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, Mike Glennon, Phillip Rivers. So, you know, 2 years ago when there wasn't an NFL player on the roster, you kind of looked in the spring game and went, oh, okay, that's what it looks like when you don't have one of those. I think Brissett's really good. Obviously, he was pretty good last year, but I think McClendon has that type of potential. He certainly has the arm strength. He's just a good-looking prospect. He made some really good throws, especially to the outside of the field, which is really what the pros look for. You know, and obviously he's in a pretty good position this year where he can learn from Jacoby, and then next year in 2016 it'll be his gig.
All right, let's move beyond quarterback. Dave Doeren got the contract extension a few weeks ago after leading NC State to an 8-5 record last year and a bowl win. What do you anticipate for this season coming up this fall?
Well, I mean, if you look at their schedule outside the ACC, it looks about the same as last year, so you figure they can go 4-0. They're going to need to improve inside the ACC. Last year they were 3-5 in the league. You know, this year, what's tough for them is historically they have not been good at Wake Forest. They have not been good at Boston College. They go to both of those places this year, and then they'll get Louisville at home. You know, those are three kind of swing games to see if they'll improve off of last year's mark or if they'll be about the same. And there's no shame in being about the same. It's just a matter of whether they want to show some progress going forward.
But it seems like I would say perhaps even third place in the Atlantic is wide open for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, and I think, you know, this is one of those years in the Atlantic. I know Clemson and Florida State will be very good again, but I don't think they're at the same level as they were the previous 2 years. So you have a senior quarterback in Brissett, you know, sometimes, and they have a veteran defense. You know, stranger things have happened in this league than someone sneaking up and catching one of those two teams. Obviously, it would take all of the stars to align for NC State. But, you know, I mean, that should be their goal. Their goal should be they get Clemson at home. Florida State, you know, we just don't know without Winston and some of the other players that they lost. So I think you're right. I think third place is there, but I also think, you know, maybe this is like a 2010 where you do have an opportunity maybe to steal the division.
Joe Giglio from the News and Observer, really appreciate it. And for more spring football updates, make sure you check out the ACC.com. I'm Jeff Fischel. You're watching the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday. We are the official home of ACC football. For must-see moments, click the box on the left. For game highlights, click the box on the right. And for everything else from the ACC Digital Network, subscribe now. Do it!